May I now request the chairman to address the members of the company, please?
Thank you. So it's my personal pleasure once again to speak to you on the 42nd AGM of your company, Deepak Fertilizers and Petrochemicals. And on behalf of the full board, I thank each one of you for being here today. I would like to share a few updates with you on how the financial year that went by, how we performed, and a few milestones that we have achieved on our path towards the transformation from a commodity to a specialty company. So during the last financial year, the Indian economy managed to shake out some of the effects of the pandemic. However, the last quarter, we have seen the slowest growth because of the geopolitical tensions and the extra burden on inflationary pressures that has come in. So the inflationary pressures and the global volatility are things that we will need to be wary about. But most of the other challenges seem to be behind us. From a micro perspective, during the year, we had some unheard of significant price jumps in all our raw materials. Ammonia jumped by 128%, phosphoric acid by 63%, propylene by 56%, gas by 33%. But we were in a position to pass on most of these impacts further. So despite these massive raw material hikes, our financial year 2022 results were our best ever results, and it served to validate the operational efficiency that we have been working on since many years. I have pleasure in sharing some of the key financial highlights that occurred during the year. So we registered a strong 32% growth in the top line, and that took us past 7,500 crores into a $1 billion club, which I'm very happy to share. Further, our PBTs crossed the 1,000 crore mark. We also reduced our net debt by roughly around 400 crores. And our gross debt equity ratio also improved from 0.67 from the 0.93 last year. In the current year, the Q1 also showed some very good results. Our operating EBITDA improved from a year-on-year basis from rupees 290 crores to 740 crores, driven by the chemical segment. And we had a 233% jump in our Q1 net profits. Looking at all this, ICRA has upgraded DFPCL and STL long-term credit rating to AA with stable outlook. So as you are all aware, a few years back, we had started our transformation journey, one that would take us from a commodity orientation to a more holistic solution orientation, a specialty player, and a player that delivers, quality value and becomes a preferred partner to all the end consumers. And this journey, this transformation journey has begun with 4 clear mantras. Number one was, we said, let's get our size right. And this was based on the strong foundation that we have laid over the last 4 decades. And we said we build on it. And that is something that will give us good strength as we go forward. The second mantra that we had identified was to capture value in our complete chain. So to bring in backward integration so that it brings further solidity in the working that as we look forward. The third is considering the size and the breadth and the depth that we focus on ensuring best-in-class performance standards, systems, and processes so that we set up a very strong backbone. And the last, but not the least and the most critical, was to redefine our product offering and create a complete transformative shift from a commodity player to a specialty player who is focused on bringing in innovative, holistic solutions to our end consumers and reposition our company. So these four mantras have been our guiding light, steering all our activities in the last few years and particularly in the last year. And somewhere I would like to share some of the progress that we have made as a part of this journey. We are today close to 1 million tons in our fertilizer crop nutrition business. On the industrial chemicals, with close to 1 million ton annual capacity, we are now Southeast Asia's largest nitric acid player. And nitric acid, as you know, is a building block for various specialty chemicals, besides fertilizers and mining chemicals, of course. The third is with the implementation of the new technical ammonium nitrate project in Odisha, which is ongoing. We will become one of the world's leading TAN players and giving us a unique position in the mining chemical space. Now, this business has the strongest tailwind emerging out of the India growth story. As India grows, its need for power, for which it will need coal, or for that matter, limestone, for the cement, the real estate sector, infrastructure sector, all of it is going to be requiring technical ammonium nitrate. So this business has a lot of positive tailwind emerging out of the India growth story. Next is a world-scale ammonia facility of 500,000 tons per annum is being targeted to be commissioned by Q1 FY24. And this will quench the volatility in our key raw material space and lay a very strong foundation because all our three businesses, industrial chemicals, fertilizers, and mining chemicals, for all the three businesses, the key raw material is ammonia. And for the Ammonia Project, we are into a very, very fast-paced site execution, activity today. So that is something that is also seeing very strong progress. Lastly, also in this year, we saw appreciating our game plan and our strategy. We had a very strong resonance, positive resonance from the global marquee investors who came in and brought the success in our QIP, where we raised 510 crores. So all in all, I believe that last year and what we are seeing in this first quarter is a very positive indication of the strategic journey that we have taken up, the Capex program, the digitization drive, customer focus, and the people practices. And it's a good vindication that we are on the right track. Now, I'd like to share a few thoughts on going forward, how we attempt to bring in the last part of the mantra, redefining ourselves in terms of coming up with products and holistic solutions that will redefine value and reinvent our businesses. What we have been doing in the last year is to have much more deeper conversations with our various consumers to get insights and to understand in terms of how do we reposition ourselves to enrich them in their businesses. I'm happy to share that our engagement has covered over 50,000 farmer demo plots and engagement at that grassroots level. We had almost 50 odd crop nutrient research initiatives to then look at the best mix between soil, crop, and nutrition. On the acid space, we had intense dialogue with steel and solar industry players to come up with unique grades of nitric acid that would specifically serve their sector. In case of IPA also, we have had large interactions with hospitals to look at IPA-based wipes and sanitizer systems so that we could come up with a unique positioning for our IPA. In case of TAN, we have had multiple mine productivity improvement initiatives where with third-party validations, we are bringing across solid proof of effectively combining unique TAN products with blasting services. And to help all of this, we are having dedicated teams working at the plant to make sure that the plant capacities are all tuned in to give customized products and services to the end consumers. In order to implement some of these, we are also undertaking massive changes in the way we do business. So, in terms of bringing in the internal strength, we are unleashing the digital power, the IT power, to make sure that things happen right and they happen sustained in the right direction. So, we are implementing a very strong sales and operation planning tool, which will help us to end-to-end manage, right from demand generation to raw material planning to manufacturing, planning as well as logistics. And this is going to make sure that we stand committed to delivering the products on time, of the right quality, all the time, monthly, weekly, and quarterly. We are also bringing in end-to-end holistic IT enablement to drive efficiencies and cost optimization across the value chain. The third area where we are drawing in that support is digitizing the customer experience, and where we are bringing in a very strong tracking of behavior, decision patterns, and trends. And through machine learning capabilities, we are going to proactively bring in predictability so that prepares us to bring customer delight all the time. Now, in order to deliver all these aspects, we are also focusing on shifting the traditional organization and also our corporate structure and to reorient these with the end consumer focus. And this will drive, enhance responsiveness and connect with the end consumers. We are also bringing in a strong new product development team. This focus group will be bringing in a lot of inputs from the consumer needs, looking at innovative solutions through applied R&D, then helping manufacturing fine-tune that, and also bring last-mile connectivity. Through these initiatives, I believe your company is well positioned to deliver a compelling, enhanced value proposition to all its stakeholders and successfully make the transition to a branded specialty solution enterprise of tomorrow. Lastly, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the management and the staff of DFPCL for supporting us right through these challenging COVID periods, and of course to bring in this transition in all the businesses. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all my colleagues on the board for their support, our bankers, and above all, each one of you, our esteemed shareholders, for your belief in us, and we look forward to your continued support in our journey. Thank you. So now I would like our CFO, Mr. Amitabh Bhargav, to make a business presentation that will give you more specific details on the financials in terms of the performance of last year. Amitabh?
Good morning, esteemed shareholders, board members, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I once again welcome you to 42nd Annual General Meeting of your company, Deepak Fertilisers and Petrochemicals. Over next 12 to 15 minutes, I'll talk you through our operational and financial performance in year FY22. Next slide. I just want to reiterate and maybe re-emphasize the leadership position that your company holds in many of the businesses and products, and particularly for the shareholders who have joined us in last 1 year. We are the largest manufacturer of nitric acid in Southeast Asia. We are the leading manufacturer and marketer of isopropyl alcohol in India. Isopropyl alcohol, as you know, goes primarily into pharma sector. We are the only manufacturer of prilled tan solids in India, the mining chemical. only manufacturer of medical grade ammonium nitrate in India, which goes as for anesthetic applications. We are the only manufacturer of nitrophosphate prill 24240 fertilizer in India. We are the largest manufacturer of bentonite sulfur, a specialty fertilizer in India. We are the market leader and specialty and water soluble fertilizers in India. And India's only manufacturer of crop specific nutritional products with multiple micronutrients and nutrients unlock technology under the brand name CropTech. As you can see on the right, our market share in concentrated nitric acid is 72%, in technical ammonium nitrate 44%, and we have 19% market share in our core command area in fertilizer segment. Next slide, please. Chairman earlier spoke about these 4 key mantras, which are our guiding light in terms of our strategic roadmap. I would not dwell much into this slide, but just to recap, the 4 mantras that we are following is getting our size right in terms of the economies of scale, capturing value chain through backward integration to capture or reduce the volatility and improve our security of raw material. We strengthen our backbones through systems and processes to ensure that there is a sustenance of best-in-class performance, and we redefine and reinvest our product offering, as Chairman just spoke about. Next slide, please. We had a record year of performance where our revenues went up 32% year on year to 7,663 crores. Operating EBITDA was up 42% year on year to 1,356 crores. EBITDA margins improved to 17.7% from 16.5% last year. Profit after tax of 687 crores, an improvement of 69% year on year. PAT margins 8.9% as compared to 7% last year. And our gross debt to EBITDA, our gross debt to equity multiples were down to 0.67x, where we reduced our net debt by almost 400 crores. This is despite the fact that the raw material prices across the board, whether it is ammonia, phosphoric acid, propylene, gas, they went up anywhere between 33% to 128%, and which is we could pass on in most of our product offerings. The book value per share has gone up to 322 rupees as against last year 263 rupees. And this year we've declared dividend of 9 rupees per share as against 7.5 rupees last year. Next slide. Our revenue mix has also seen that transition over the years. The chemical segment contributed about 60% of our total segment revenues last year and nearly 80% of the segment profits. As you see on the right side, from FY 2021 to 21-22, our mining chemical share of mining chemical went up from 25.7% to 34.5%. Industrial chemical 28.3% to 24.1%, largely because of weakness in isopropyl alcohol prices. Crop nutrition from 45.6% to down to 40.1%. And as you can clearly see, the chemical segment, both on the revenue as well as on the bottom line, has contributed significantly higher compared to the last year. Next slide. Through a combination of internal cash that we've generated through operations in last 2 years, and also the equity fundraise that we did successfully last year of 510 crores through qualified institutional placement. Our overall, we've reduced our net debt by 400 crores. Our gross debt to equity ratio has improved from 0.93x to 0.67x. Our interest coverage ratios are at 9.04x compared to 5.26x. And through robust working capital management and strong cash flows from operation year on year, in last year and the year before last, as you can see, we have generated almost 2,450 odd crores of cash internally in last 2 years. Next slide, please. We have a very clearly defined and well-funded Capex program ahead of us. The Ammonia Project, which is, in fact, we started construction in April 2021, is now very close to commissioning. We have started carrying out commissioning activities of various units. And our target is to commission this plant in Q1 of FY23. We have, out of total investment of 4,350 crores by June end, we have already incurred to 2,849 crores. Debt we have taken from banks of 1,425 crores, and total balance investment of 1,501 crore would be done between now and Q1 of FY24. As far as our TAN project is concerned, we have planned total investment of 2,200 odd crores. We've already incurred 394 crores. And in the period starting from Q2 of this year to Q1 of FY24, we would be incurring somewhere between 700 to 900 crore of additional capex in our TAN project. The balance investment in TAN would be done up till Q2 of FY25, which is when we expect to commission the new capacities. So post commissioning of these two capacities, in Q1 FY23, our ammonia capacity will enhance from 128,000 tons to 628,000 tons. And technical ammonium nitrate capacity, which is currently at 486,000 tons, it will go up by Q2 of FY25 to 862,000 tons. Next slide, please. What you see on your screen is certain snapshots, some pictures of the progress that is happening on the ground in our ammonia project, which is 500,000 ton greenfield project coming just across the road from our existing Taloja unit. What that would do is would ensure security of ammonia supply for our downstream units, will eliminate the price volatility of merchant ammonia and improve our overall consolidated margins. It will, in that sense, from a security point of view, will risk mitigate all our business segments which depend on ammonia. And over next 10 years, it would have almost 20,000 crores of import substitution and forex saving. This is world's most proven and latest energy efficient technology of KBR. Toyo is our EPC partner that is delivering and implementing this project. We have all statutory approvals in place. The project has been accorded ultra mega project status by state government of Maharashtra, which gives us certain incentives, improving our profitability of this capex. All plant and machineries are already delivered to the site, and we, through implementation of this project, we would be promoting Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan by import substitution. Next slide. TAN plant at Gopalpur, what you see on your screen is the foundation stone ceremony earlier held where Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha had inaugurated the start of our construction. It is a strategically located plant at Tata SEZ at Gopalpur, near Gopalpur port. It is also close to major mining hubs and therefore capture not just the domestic demand and substitute the import that country is currently uh, doing in technical ammonium nitrate, but it would also give us the unique advantage of exploiting any export opportunities that come in neighboring countries as well as countries as far as Africa and Australia. It will increase our TAN production capacity to global scale and improve our domestic market share to more than 65%. As Chairman was earlier mentioning, that TAN is very closely linked with India's growth story in terms of the mining, coal for power, limestone for cement and infrastructure, metals and minerals. All of them depend on TAN. It's a world-class technology to enhance mine productivity. And we have environment clearance and CRZ clearance has already been obtained in this project. Consent to establish for cross-country pipeline is also received, and land preparation and piling work has already commenced on the site. Next slide. Investors and shareholders have always been looking for update on various business initiatives and our financial performance, and we have been constantly endeavoring to improve the quality of stakeholder communication. What you see on the screen is the visit of various institutional investors to our plant earlier in April 2022. We did first ever virtual investor meet in January 2022, almost 3.5 hours of long session with 367 odd participants, where all our business leaders spoke about their respective businesses. We have, for the first time in August 22, our market cap touched 12,000 crore, and our institutional shareholding is currently to almost at 18%. As such, from a promoters pledge shares, that it's now restricted to only 6.94% of paid up share capital. The rest of it is in non-disposal undertaking. The top institutional investors who have joined us in QIP and also later are some of the names are appearing on your screen: Small Cap World Fund, BNP Paribas, Axis Mutual Fund, Manulife, Habrock Capital, Government Pension Funds, Equitas, etc. As I mentioned, the market capitalization for the first time crossed 12,000 crore in the month of August. Just to conclude on the last slide, I would want all the shareholders to take away these key messages. Next slide, please. That one is that we have, if you see, our chemical segment has contributed almost 60% of our top line and 80% of our profits. There's been significant improvement in financial health in terms of the debt equity ratios, strong cash flows in last 2 years, almost 1,200 crore plus each in each of the 2 years. We are building investors' confidence through constant interactions, and our institutional shareholding as well as our performance of our share in last years or so is a testimony to that. Our greenfield ammonia project at Taloja is under fast track implementation, which will commence production in Q1 of FY24. And overall, the 233% jump in Q1 FY23 net profits is also an indication that in the coming year, we would continue with our operational and financial performance momentum. Credit rating by ICRA has been improved to AA minus, again making a significant improvement our overall financial sort of the way capital market as well as banks look at us. And finally, I just spoke about the promoters pledge, where it's now restricted to 6.94%. So with that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you so much.